Welcome to a very special episode of the Hurry Up here in New Orleans. I'm your host, Andre Dixon, and I'm here with my compadres, amigos, chums. It is George and Ash. How are you?
Guys, these Chiefs, they're just not a good team. I've said it before, I've said it so many times, they get so many help from the officials, and I'm just fed up with it. Guys.
And George, how are you doing?
Guys, it's time to give Anthony Richardson his flowers.
Oh my God.
That is no cap. Focus on the Colts. Everyone needs to get fired. Tactics, special teams. Let's go. I'm ready to roll.
Oh my God. That was a really sick idea. That was so good.
That was great. That is
really
so good.
Maybe you're the jinx. Maybe it's you.
I think they didn't realise it's me.
It's you.
I'm the problem.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, it was good.
Chiefs and me on the break now. Enjoy the sun because at some time it's gonna set.
How'd that go for you, bro?
This cannot happen again, people.
I'm gonna get emotional. I'm just like, oh, family.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of The Hurry Up. Yes, we are still in New Orleans at the moment, or New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New
New Orleans. I'm gonna get the hang of it, probably on the way out. We are honestly so happy to still be here. We had a great time. This is a special review show.
Yep.
And it's special because it's our first ever review show of the Super Bowl.
Oh, I like this.
You know,
Yeah.
we've had a great time in New Orleans, but more so, we're here for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and we had a blast, right?
We had a blast. Did we have a time? You might be able to tell from the way we sound, maybe the way we look. But damn, New Orleans, number one, is a great place, and that Super Bowl, my goodness, talk about a standout game.
Yeah.
Did it go the way people thought it was going to go? I don't know,
Or
but
wanted it to go.
wanted it to go. What a game!
Didn't want it to go, just everyone stares at Dre. Guys, New Orleans, I can totally see why they've had 11 Super Bowls here.
Yeah.
The city is great, the vibe, just the excitement. It's been buzzing all week, even before so many fans came in on Thursday and Friday. The Super Bowl itself, I mean, it was good. Inside that stadium as well, it's difficult to describe,
It is,
really, and put into
The
words.
stadium's massive.
But it was electric, it was great, and just beautiful as well. I mean, yeah, hats off to Nola, really, to be honest.
I mean, not just the Super Bowl. Obviously, I'm gonna skirt past that as much as I possibly can because those damn Eagles won, and I've woken up to 50 messages just this morning, and I'm gonna shout out one in particular. Josh, who works with us, is part of our DAZN family. Get ready for this message that he sent me. He said, I want this to be his first message you see this morning. Belt to arse.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Wow.
That's how he described it. He's an Eagles fan. He described the victory that way. And you know what? I can't even deny it. It was a beating. I don't care whether the Chiefs woke up in the second half, or third / fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was. Look, I can't say it's embarrassing. No, obviously, we'll talk about the game a little bit because I don't think it's embarrassing because obviously, you being on the cusp of doing a three-peat, I think that we're in a society now where people just like, you're trash or not, and salute to them for almost getting there, but it's just they just did not turn up on the time, and I sensed in the air, like when we was talking to fans outside, that you can feel that it was the Eagles' time.
You know what? I will say this as well. Felt like an Eagles home game.
Yeah.
I think even just walking around and honestly speaking to some of the people who had watch parties outside of the stadium as well, there were more Eagles fans here in New Orleans than Chiefs fans. I think that is a given. But you're right. And it kind of reminded me of some international games that we've been to and covered as well. You know, when like a team just kind of like doesn't turn up. And I mean, we kind of blame jet lag when it's international games. But yeah, here it really just felt as if Chiefs just kind of didn't arrive. They didn't wake up properly on the day or something. But yeah, I've got to give the Eagles, as George says, their flowers. They came hungry for the Super Bowl. They wanted revenge as well. Yeah.
So I asked Slay, big play Slay, that's what he likes to be known as, don't get it wrong. I asked him on opening night, how would you describe the Eagles in 3 words? And his 3 words were, we are hungry. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all he said. And I think you saw it in that game from the start to finish. The way I look at this game, right, from the Kansas City Chiefs point of view is, they've been a very lucky team this season, and they haven't played the best football. No. Patrick Mahomes will tell you that himself. But their defense has been outstanding. That game against the Eagles, for me, sums up their season in terms of the poor quality of football and where they've had the lucky bounces, the field goal blocks, the help from the officials. Yeah, I said it. And it just seemed like that end to their season against the Eagles is a direct reflection of how their season's gone. And this game, they met the wrong match because that Eagles defense was no joke. That front line, like they were all over the offensive line for the Chiefs.
Do you not feel that it like takes away? I'm just trying to be impartial here. Like, if you have a winning record like that, like it can't all be luck and it can't all be refs because at the end of the day, there were some plays yesterday that went for the Chiefs and there was a lot that went for the Eagles. So it's like, I just think that the record is a record and people should salute teams that are like on cusp of being a great dynasty. Yeah. And I just think it's not fair on them to have this taint with the refs because the same thing happened with the Patriots. But now people looking back look very fondly of that era. But I feel that in the moment, people start to effectively hate and then everyone copies everyone's talking points and it becomes something, the same thing and again, rather than just being like, hey, you know what? These guys are a great team. Some people are aging, like Travis Kelce. Yeah. So you can't
be that way
Father Time. You can't.
And you can't beat Father Time.
I still do think luck has played a huge part in the Chiefs season this year. I mean, I appreciate your point completely, 100%. But this Chiefs team, I think they just, luck definitely did play a part with their schedule as well. Teams that came up against them, 10 games they've won in 1-point games, for example. It wasn't blowout wins that kind of got them there.
But then you can take away something from the Patriots because the Patriots used to be in the AFC East, which used to be Buffalo, used to be dud. Mm-hmm. Dolphins was dud at that time,
I know. I'm just saying, obviously, you've still got to appreciate that luck has definitely played a part in their season this year. The Chiefs' defense, I think, definitely have kept them in games this season. If the Chiefs' defense wasn't as good,
for sure,
I don't think they would have been to the Super Bowl at all. So this Chiefs' defense got them there. That's a given. But I mean, during the game as well, this Eagles defense came out swinging. I mean, this Eagles offense was great, but their defense, they kept Patrick Mahomes tightly squeezed. I think he got kept to an approximately 6.5 or 6.7 yards per throw. And we know that Patrick Mahomes is a gunslinger. He can throw that ball hard. And Patrick Mahomes couldn't get the job done yesterday.
Which is quite shocking.
It's weird to see, right? It's weird to see because we're so used to seeing the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes deliver even when we think they can't. Yeah. But the Eagles' offense for me, Saquon Barkley, to have 40 points on the board and not have a Saquon Barkley touchdown on his birthday is really strange, right?
I feel like they wanted to show that they're more than him.
Yeah, and no doubt, the Chiefs' defense were on a mission to stop the run game, and they did. Yeah. But in doing that, they basically said to Jalen Hurts, "I'm daring you to throw the ball downfield." And that's exactly what he did. I mean, so many people have doubted Jalen Hurts and said he can't throw the ball, he can't hit his receivers open. He did that all game. Yeah. Pretty much all game. Saquon Barkley was under 60 yards. Has that happened all season? Yeah, I don't think it has.
All right, let's talk about the people that made the atmosphere, that gave that Eagles team that energy. Because I must say, you know what, the Eagles fans came correct. The Chiefs, we've discussed that they were a little bit more low energy. Maybe they used to be in there. Maybe a bit of complacency came in. Maybe. Or maybe they were shocked with the ferocity of the Eagles fans because these guys came and they weren't going to play around. They expected a victory.
I mean, I was very impressed with the Eagles fans. They were everywhere. It felt like you said, like an Eagles home game, but we were on the Eagles side of the field with pretty much all of their fans. And I have to say, they were chanting, celebrating. They even brought out the Chiefs tomahawk chop. They did everything. They weren't playing games. Anytime a Chiefs fan came up by the stairs, they were giving it to him hard. But that energy transitions to the field. It really does. You've got the Eagles players who are hyping them up too. Something in the air just felt like this is our time, and they were happy to be a part of it. It was great.
I will say, I was kind of a bit underwhelmed by the Eagles fans. I was kind of expecting...
Underwhelmed?
By the Eagles fans.
Are the Eagles or Chiefs fans?
By the Eagles.
You thought they were going to be more, more rowdy.
I thought they were going to be more.
I don't think you could get more rowdy than they were.
I was expecting more from them.
If I hear that Eagles chant one more time.
Eat.
Oh.
But I mean, Dre, you and me, we were going around before the game started. We were chatting to a few of the guys, wanting to get them hyped up, energy levels. Hey, it could have been a bit too early in the morning before like proper tailgating started. But from everything that I've heard and seen online, obviously like videos and socials from Eagles fans previously at games, I was expecting more. I'm not gonna lie, like they were still great, but I think I'd hyped them up a lot in my head and everything. But I mean, how did you find them?
Oh.
The Giants fan that you are.
Oh, let me tell you about torture. You know what? I must say that they were very raucous. A lot of good stuff in good spirits. Obviously, I think they get a bad rep because of the few that go too far. But like everyone was good spirits. So it was back and forth. There was a lot of interaction with the Chiefs fans as well. So there wasn't any nonsense. Like obviously from the UK or soccer, then the atmosphere with that is completely different. It ain't friendly. So I thought it was like a celebration. The Eagles fans felt it was their time. They wanted to right the wrong of Arizona. Yeah. And but yeah, no, definitely they've got the talk. They like going back and forth, and I'm very much with that. But but salute to you guys, the Eagles fans. Like honestly, I said I want to see you guys in person after the game because I want to see those tears in person. But I didn't get to see them. But you know what? Enjoy the sun because at some time it's gonna set.
There was one Chiefs fan that I found outside the stadium who was dressed as an official. He wasn't hiding it.
Yes.
He had a hat on. He had dollar bills coming out the hat.
Right.
And we had him on camera, and he actually said, "We're going to win this game by 3, and we don't need the officials." How'd that go for you, bro?
Call him out.
I'm real sorry. I've just got to say it because you know.
All right, I'm being tempted to drink these drinks, so I need a little bit of a distraction so I can take a gulp of these. We tasked Jakob Johnson, friend of the show, to show you what it's like being at the Super Bowl. Check it out.
Good morning, good morning. What's up, guys? It's game day, Super Bowl game day. Clearly, I still got to get ready, but I'm taking you guys behind the scenes with me today, so let's go. Let me get dressed. It's Super Bowl Sunday, you got to come correct. So, of course, I'm rocking a little suit. We're rocking New Orleans colors, a little purple with the voodoo pattern. All right, let's roll. It is quite hot and humid. I did not expect it, but you know, if you're cool, it's really a state of mind. So I just gotta stay cool up here to stay cool underneath my pits. Let's go. So we're in the Uber on the way to the stadium. Our driver, thankfully, has cranked the AC up all the way to the max. It's nice and chilly in here, but this might be my last little break in the cold that I get for the rest of the day because outside, it's literally about 100% humidity, 70, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's hot, just believe me. So yeah, I'm gonna see how this goes in my suit today, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do if you wanna look good, you know, it's the Super Bowl. So we just passed the stadium on the highway and the crowd looks absolutely crazy. There's so many fans out there already. It's not even 12 o'clock yet. So man, it's gonna be an exciting day here in New Orleans today. Go Birds! All right, I got myself together and we made it to Caesars Superdome. We're at the game day experience, the fan tailgate, essentially the pregame show. And as you guys can hear, it's getting pretty loud. Both fan bases are here. I'm seeing a lot of Eagles, a lot of Kansas City Red. This is about to be a hell of a day today. You got a couple like insights. What are your keys to the game? Just Mahomes' performance or anything else?
Well, I think we got to shut down Saquon and hold him to under 100 yards rushing.
Right, that's easy, right?
Right. Nah. And then we got to make Jalen Hurts try to beat us with his arm. Keep A.J. Brown out of the game. Don't let him have him reading self-help books on the sideline.
Oh, let's go, Birds, let's go. Inner excellence. This is the book. This is our good luck charm. Here we go. Let's go.
What's going to be the key for you guys to win this game?
Stop Saquon. Got to stop him.
Gotta stop him.
Got to get out of the gates early.
You have to.
Get that amazing quarterback Patrick Mahomes firing early.
Yeah.
We do that. I think we got to punch his chance.
How much would a three-peat mean to you, legacy-wise?
I mean, it's something that hasn't been done. It's never been done, and it's one of those records that, if achieved, I think it'll be a long time before it's broken.
Go Birds! E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! All right, what are your keys to the game? What do you think is going to be the deciding factor?
Oh, it's Jalen Hurts, my man. He's just got to do the only stat that matters for a quarterback, and that's winning, and that's all he does.
Let's go.
Hurts here.
Yeah. All right, so, hey, listen, I'm excited for this game. How do you think you guys are going to stop Patrick Mahomes?
Jalen Carter is going to get a quick introduction to him.
Okay, year to you first. This guy's with the Eagles all day. We'll see how it goes. Good luck.
Birds!
Well, thank you very much for that, Jakob. You know what? There was no avoiding him, and there was no avoiding the celebrations. I tried to run in somewhere in the bunker.
You tried to hide.
I tried to hide, and the confetti still found me one way or another. And the Eagles fans are going to be celebrating all around. We've just seen, a flag just go past the window. So these guys are following me no matter what. I need to get back to London quickly as possible. But let's break down who our players of the game are, like where the game was won or lost, obviously.
Yeah.
It was won within 2 minutes. But like, who's your standout player?
For me, it's Cooper DeJean, rookie cornerback for the Eagles, 22 years old. He won a Super Bowl, first time it's been done in history, with a pick six. It's never, ever been done before. I don't think it gets better than that. He had a great game. He intercepted Patrick Mahomes. To say that you've gone down in the history books, not only did you have a great game, but you picked off the GOAT, as some people will say, in Patrick Mahomes, in the Super Bowl, your first Super Bowl, as a rookie in your first season in the NFL. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, does it?
No, it's amazing. And I think, thinking about where the game might have been won and lost, looking back, and obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinions, guys, but I think the game really was lost by the Chiefs really early on. Obviously, that opening kind of drive, and then with the pass interference, flag was thrown and everything. That is kind of when I think a little flip was switched by the Eagles. They were just like, nah, we're not having this. Like we've already said before, coming out hunting. But maybe a bit of a controversial opinion. I think this game was lost maybe with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he went for 21 out of 32 for 257 yards, actually, which in hindsight isn't like a terrible number. But knowing what Patrick Mahomes can do through the air, his passing yards that he's done previously, it's not as good. But again, we know that Patrick Mahomes hasn't had, he's had like an all right season. It hasn't been like top tier or anything. I think I've got to just give an absolute shout out to the Eagles defense as a whole. Patrick Mahomes was sacked 6 times. They kicked when was the last time that Patrick Mahomes got sacked 6 times in a game? Can anyone remember?
No, it's quite evasive as well. So
Exactly, yeah,
had
exactly.
him running around.
Bro, exactly.
Oh, no, I know.
And he normally then completes those, right?
Yeah. No one was there. But at the end of the day, that's on the whole offense. But offense and defense were terrible. No points on the board, and then all points coming that way. So it was just a cluster of just terrible performances from every single one. But you know what? My person, that I'm saying that decided the game, wasn't on the field.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't in the stadium.
Oh.
They were at home watching.
Yeah, I know.
After making this most terrible decision, I'm choosing my words here, so I get told off, of all time, to hand our biggest rivals, if you're a Giants fan, you understand my pain, Saquon Barkley, the most lethal offensive weapon you could have, and you just given, Joe Shane actually gave them a Super Bowl, effectively. You might as well just I remember the little clip where Saquon was talking to his daughter and he says, Daddy, does that mean we're going to win, right? And he was there, yes, and he was right. You know, so take my bitterness aside, silly decision, a ridiculous decision, more than silly. I can't say what I really want to say, but like you are the person, you're MVP for the Eagles. You should be on that stage with them, giving you an award for the most ridiculous decision ever.
Well, you know what? Speaking about MVP, let's give a little love to Jalen Hurts, because I was fortunate to be at the Super Bowl in Arizona, where Chiefs and Eagles kind of first met. Jalen Hurts there kind of just looked a little bit inexperienced, which he was. Maybe a bit unsure of himself, like nothing was really going right, and I think that does knuckle down to experience as an overall. This time round, Jalen Hurts was cooking. Jalen Hurts was great. He was the Super Bowl MVP, well deserved, but things were just going well for him. And I know, again, he hasn't had maybe the greatest season of all time, but for the past few weeks, ever since he came back from the injury where he beat the Packers, things have just been going right for Jalen Hurts, it seems. And again, I think maybe does it just come down to the fact that they've all slept really well, woken up, had a lovely breakfast, and that's it. But I think as well, we always forget the mentality of playoff football and Super Bowls is big. And I wonder if the sports psychology side of things, maybe going for history making, going for a three-peat, maybe that did just subconsciously get to the Chiefs a little bit more. What do you guys think?
You say that, but I think if you're on the cusp of a three-peat, which has never been done before, you should be more up for it than anything. And coming to your point about MVP, if there was ever a time where I could give another MVP, I'd give it to the entire defensive line of the Eagles because they got after it. But also on that point, if you flip the script and look at the Chiefs' O-line, that's where I think a game was lost because their O-line was atrocious. And yes, Mahomes, he runs around, he makes plays, and he tried to do that and failed miserably. But his O-line in particular, his left tackle, Tooney, who doesn't play left tackle, struggled massively. So, I mean, it's just strange. We're actually having a conversation about why the Chiefs couldn't play well, why they looked different to what they normally do. It feels very odd to just say it.
Well, the question I was going to ask you guys next is, is this dynasty over now? At the end of the day, I know it's really early and I hate myself for even asking, but I do this for you, the people at home. There's a thought that, okay, you know what? This is the last dance for this particular group. How are they going to be able to reboot? Can they come back next year? They've still got the weapons, but can Travis Kelce do it again? Is he able to do that again? Can they fix this defense? Can they fix this offensive line? I mean, I'm not going to doubt them because they can come back.
Yeah.
But
it's a good question. I think the first thing to remember is every season, that squad changes for every single team. Those 53 guys, it never stays the same, right? Yes, we still have to give them credit. As long as they've still got Andy Reid, Mahomes, I guess you can say Kelce, and some of the weapons that they have, they're a young team, right? They will be back. As to how far they get back, I'm not sure. But in terms of the dynasty, I mean, it's kind of difficult to have a conversation because personally, I don't put, let's say, Patrick Mahomes near Tom Brady right now because it's not.
But I remember you said we was discussing more so. If you're going to look at your top five, is he your second?
Yeah, for
with
sure.
What he's done, the amount of Super Bowl appearances.
In the last 5 years, they've already won 3. You know what I mean? So it's just not consecutively. So it's a great question. I think the debate is always going to be there. If they had got the three-peat, we'd be having a different conversation entirely.
Different show completely. And I think you're so right. I think this Chiefs team is kind of at the start of their dynasty. Give me a few more years and I would happily have a fire debate conversation about who's actually better, Patriots or the Chiefs. This Chiefs team will get there, but it's going to take another season or two. I am super interested, and it always comes when the end of the season is actually here and is done. I always get interested and think to myself, okay, actually, which player, is going to retire? What's going to happen? The big thing I think might be about Travis Kelce at the moment. This season, I've noticed in particular, and I think everybody has as well, Travis Kelce's getting slower. And I know he's getting older and everything, and it's not as if he's in his 60s or 70s, but he is getting on. getting on a bit. But he's not as fast as he once was. And I mean, Jason Kelce went through it 2 years ago as well. Do I carry on for another year? And then what happens if the team doesn't make it again? Then do I not end on a high? There's so many things going through your head. It'll be super interesting to see what happens with Travis Kelce. Super early days. We've got the whole of the off-season to kind of get through before training camp even starts. But I think that will be a really interesting one. If Travis Kelce does retire, I think this Chiefs team will still be great without him. Because this Chiefs team is stacked. We need to remember that they've actually got some real solid weapons, and it's not just like the couple of big names that are out there. They can do it. I mean, like Noah Gray, he's had some great little things happening this season. So I think this Chiefs team is interesting. But I think, for me, in regards to the dynasty question, a little bit early on in their time frame for them. Yeah.
I've got a feeling that it'll be next year. Travis Kelce retires. I think he's got one more year. I think that because of especially the way it ended as well, I think he wants to show people it won't be a 3-peat, but close to it as you can possibly get.
It is weird though, you say like, oh, I think he's got one more in him, because the amount of players that we've always said, okay, just like one more season, and it just kind of, it tanks. It goes downhill.
Right, so,
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a big one in the news and stuff the last 24 hours. He should have been done a while ago. But I mean,
it fits in. Like there's loads of players like Michael Strahan, who was just like, all right, I got one last year in it, and he won the Super Bowl, and you walk off. You know, there's no better way for you to just retire with the ticker tape falling down and all that stuff.
I mean, I was adamant if the Chiefs had won and got the 3-peat, I was like, Travis Kelce would have been done.
Yeah,
100%.
He's probably got one more year left. Right, enough of me talking about the destruction of my life, having to celebrate. Oh, no, I wasn't celebrating, but having to watch, confetti fall down on me, whether I liked it or not, and be around the Eagles fans as they celebrated their Super Bowl victory. Again, enjoy it for now. Let's look into the future. I need that, because Lord knows Giants fans need it. You definitely need that as well.
all of it. We need it all.
Definitely Colts fans need it.
You guys are thereabouts. You make the playoffs, we don't, so.
Yeah, exactly. But,
The draft is coming up. Packers, we always draft a defense in the first round. That's just the way it is. We always want a wide receiver 1.
You need defense, though, so that's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to April already. I was looking forward to that from the third quarter. I was looking forward to the new season, the draft, definitely for sure. Looking forward to seeing what goes on in Green Bay. See if we make it out there. You never know. The campaign starts now.
Oh, it's already started, honey. It's already started.
So, guys, obviously we've had a great debut season of the Hurry Up on DAZN, of course. And thanks to you guys for supporting us and loving us. We've got to do many special things, but what was your, something that pops into your mind, top tier experience?
Difficult to kind of nail down one thing in particular. And I'm not going to be like super sweet, but like, it's been great working with you each week, guys.
Which one say?
No, but obviously, I mean, just getting to do the international games, I think, and I've always have to remind myself, this is only our first season. It feels like we've been doing it for years, right?
Well, you did the London games.
No. Oops. No. Going to Germany, I think that was absolutely fantastic. And it was so great, I think, just walking around and having German fans come up to us and be like, DAZN, hurry up. And like having people, not per se like having people like recognize us like celebs.
We're famous out here.
Yeah. But no, it was nice just to see kind of the reach that we've had and everything, which I think was real special. So yeah, getting to do the international games and like Germany in particular, I think that was real lovely for us, yeah.
I think, and it might sound basic, but just actually getting to do a show where we get to talk about what we love and portray the passion to everybody across the globe. We're like over 100 countries. Not many people get
102.
102, over 102 countries. Not many people actually get to do this on a regular basis and chop it up and actually talk about the sport, again, that we love in ways that we can only do that. It's, it doesn't happen that often. So I know it sounds quite basic, but that in itself is quite a big thing. And we do it often, we do it regularly, and we do it well, man. And the people receive it really well. And that's one of the major things about it. If you guys love it, we guys love it because it's by the fans, for the fans, right?
Exactly. And I think just to illustrate your point there, George, what's great, I think, about what we try and portray is that everyone has their own opinion. Nobody's opinion is wrong, which is really good. We disagree with each other. We don't sit here and all like, oh no, I agree 100%. It wouldn't make good content otherwise. So yeah, I like it. We've got a Packers, a little Giants/Chiefs fan, and a Colts fan, and we always rip on each other. It's great.
Chiefs and me are on the break now.
What other team are you going for next season now?
Whoever, the applications start now.
Right in to Dre.
Please. You know what? Actually, you should do that. Send in to NFL on DAZN on Instagram why I should be supporting your team next season. You know what? Because
You're going to pick the 49ers. I have a feeling.
whoever
you're
stops
go
this,
49ers.
listen,
Yeah.
this cannot happen again, people. Right? So let's all gather together. Let's get our think tank of who I'm repping next year. No, oh God, there's too many highlights to mention. You know, I'm very blessed to be able to go and see the first ever game in Brazil, fly back and then do a show with my friends, and
Your compadres,
my
amigos.
compadres,
Yeah.
amigos, enemies. And we got to do the German games. Obviously, it didn't go. The result didn't go again. But actually, maybe I need to stop attending games in person.
Maybe you're the jinx. Maybe it's you.
I think then they realised it's me.
It's you.
But
I'm the problem.
Yeah, we've had a great time, and thank you guys so much for showing us so much love, representing us, shouting us out, reposting, liking, all of those things. But special thanks to Hard Rock Cafe for letting us do our show here and showing us love and support both in London and obviously New Orleans as well, and Germany as well. We've been on a little nice tour with them as well.
Then we've got to give some love to the people behind the camera too.
For sure.
No.
Absolutely. I can see them out of the corner of my eye.
Right, I'm going to do something impromptu. I want the guys who come and present this, help us put this show together.
Alex is like, no.
Come on.
All of you
Show your
guys.
faces. Come on. I'm going to shout them out. Tom, Alex, Mason, Matt, who's not here.
Norska, Jen,
Norska,
as well.
Jen,
Chrissy.
Chrissy.
We see you.
Shout out to all of you guys. There's someone missing out. Brandon from the NFL. Yeah, thank you guys so much. These are the guys. Stop hiding,
trying to
Mason.
hide down here.
Stop hiding. Stop trying to do a cool thing. Thank you guys for all that you do. You guys put the show together and you make us look good.
I'm going to get emotional. I'm just like, oh, family.
And you know what? Like another thing as well, he's not here in person because he's up there looking down on us, but a special, thanks to Kevin Cadle, who is our inspiration, definitely mine, for getting us involved in the world of NFL and, teaching me everything he knows. And here we are now, so I hope we are making him proud. Don't do it. I'm not looking at you.
Oh my God.
Then I'll start. All right. But you know what, guys? We're going to see you guys next season. Woo. Bigger and better.
Brand new studio.
I don't know how the budget is.
We're manifesting.
Yeah, but we'll be back next season to represent you, the fans, because we are fans ourselves. But you know what? Until then, I need some sleep because it is been a long old season. Catch you guys next week. Go Giants.
For the shoe.
GPG, baby. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Let's roll it again. Let's do it.
Go Bucks.
Go Bills. Catch you guys next season. Peace.